Oh my gosh, guys, we're doing another video about Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I already made a video going over, like, where I reacted to Asmongold's videos about it. I'll be honest, I'm probably going to repeat a bunch of the same stuff that I said in that video, but I saw that the Synthetic Man also made a video about it. Thank Christ, it's only like 10 minutes long. I just think this is probably going to be really funny, so let's watch it.
How many years have people been asking for an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan? It's got to be at least 10. And so
yeah, probably.
So finally, when the franchise is at its weakest, and Ubisoft in general is
that true? I thought it was the case that the RPG games have been like even more successful than they've ever been. Yeah, so I tried to like look up some numbers here. It looks like at least around October 27th of 2022, it says that over 20 million players are playing the game. I honestly don't know if it was maybe on Game Pass at this time or like on, like Ubisoft Plus or something like that. So maybe these are like subscription services, but it also, I don't know. Again, I'm just reading from this article here. It says that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the property's most commercially successful installment. So I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that like Assassin's Creed is just like Call of Duty in that sense, where it's just one of those things that normies, they just play Assassin's Creed. I don't know what people are saying that I don't know what he means when he says that the property is at its weakest. I mean, maybe he means quality, right? I mean, I guess he could also just mean that.
probably going to go bankrupt in the next 5 years and likely be bought up by Microsoft. They finally pull out their ace in the hole, an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan, just like we all wanted. And of course, it stars a black man in feudal Japan.
No!
Now, this is where all the people who are trying to change the definition of woke come out and say Yasuke was a real samurai from feudal Japan, and you're just a racist for not wanting to play as him. Well, first of all, Yasuke wasn't a samurai. He was a...
Ooh, he pulled out the Wikipedia.
A servant, effectively a pet of Oda.
It is important to note that despite the popular myth and modern depictions, there are no historical writings nor evidence that Yasuke was ever granted the rank or title of samurai. Oh no.
Nobunaga. But whatever, it's not like Assassin's Creed was ever that historically
based! Oh my god, how is Synthetic Man? How is Synthetic... Wait, what? That's crazy. How is Synthetic Man having like the correct take on this? What? Because like my whole stance is like I never even bothered looking into it because I don't care. It's like I've only really played I don't even remember the name of it. It was like an Assassin's Creed that was set in London. I think you play it as like twins or something, a brother and a sister. So like that game was like whatever. There was like there was a point in that game when I like walked through a portal and I like walked into World War I or something. It was like it's Assassin's Creed doesn't seem to be like the most historically accurate thing. It does supernatural stuff all the time. Also, the other Assassin's Creed game that I played was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where I fought the Minotaur. So it's like, even if Yasuke isn't actually a historical figure, or sorry, even if Yasuke wasn't actually a samurai, I wouldn't care, because if they just went, hey, this guy was around, and maybe he was or wasn't a samurai, let's just make him a samurai because that's cool. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Accurate. That's not the point. It was never the point.
No, it absolutely is the point for some people. There, like if you just go on Twitter, you see a bunch of people arguing about historical accuracy. I mean, you can say it's not the point for you, but it is absolutely the point for a bunch of the people criticizing the game.
The point is, it's a game set in Japan, and instead of playing as a Japanese man saving his country from the evil Japanese Templars, but no, we play as the one notable black man from historical Japan, and you know exactly why.
Yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, who cares? Like, what? Like, it's so funny. I just feel like, again, I'm repeating everything that I said in the Asmongold video, but it really does just feel like the woke and anti-woke sides have just kind of like flipped. Where it just feels like 3 years ago, like a bunch of the same people that are crying about this, like wouldn't have what would have made the argument of like like cultural appropriation doesn't matter. Just let like it's okay if there's like a white guy in a Japanese movie. It would have been okay for like a white protagonist to be the thing, right? They probably would have defended like The Last Samurai because it's a game. It's a movie set in Japan, but it stars a white man, right? Like, but it would have been like the woke people that would have been attacking this, saying like, we need to respect the Japanese culture and we need more Japanese representation in media. But like now it's just like which again, like I think it's fine for artists to just make their art. And he's about to say like, you know exactly why they're doing it. They're just trying to push their woke agenda. And again, like my response to that is just going to be, that's fine. I don't even care if they're pushing the woke agenda. Is the game good? Like, even if their only rationale was, hey, we should have more black people in games. Oh, there's like a historical black guy in the game? Or there's like a black guy in history that maybe was or wasn't a samurai? Okay, well, we'll put him in there. Even if that was like literally the reason why, as long as the game is good, I don't care. I truly don't.
Why? Oh, and of course, I can't forget to mention there's also a playable female protagonist who thankfully is Japanese, but unfortunately,
thankfully,
has a wide face and a man jaw. Of course.
What? What the fuck? Where? Oh god. I'm dying. What the fuck did I just hear?
Japanese, but unfortunately,
guys, this is a man face, apparently. This is a man, guys. What the fuck?
Fortunately,
brother, these people, these like insane unhinged people, have done more to promote gender ambiguity than the trans movement could have ever dreamed of. I don't know what men and women look like anymore. These fucking stupid gamers that are always like, the new Lara Croft has a man's face. I'm like, what? Like, never in a million years would I have looked at this character and ever thought that it wasn't a woman. But now I'm like, hold on. What even is a man or a woman? What is a woman? Matt Walsh, I need you to answer that question for me. I don't know what a woman is anymore.
It's a wide face and a man jaw. Of course, we couldn't have a woman with feminine features because that would be trans.
What the fuck? What?
Phobic. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Now look, I'm not. Not gonna act like I'm super shocked because now several Assassin's Creed games have had female protagonists, but I really think it's the icing on the cake in this whole shit show. But no, that's not woke apparently. Woke only means contrived forced diversity. You do realize that is a completely subjective and useless definition, right? Since I was asked,
wait, what does he say?
Only mean in this whole shit show. But no, that's not woke apparently. Woke only means contrived forced diversity. You do realize that is a completely subjective and useless definition, right?
So wait, is he saying that that just the existence of a female character is woke? Like, I guess he's saying that other people have the definition that it has to be contrived, but he's saying that that definition is useless because even if an artist is earnestly making their art, then that's still woke. Okay, I think I understand what he's saying there.
Right? Since I was asked a bunch of times by tourists to this channel to define woke, it's very simple. It's whatever ESG or Bridge is pushing, aka progressive leftist politics. That's what woke is. Woke is not some arbitrary idea of what you're not.
Yeah, but what is ESG? Well, what? what is ESG?
Pushing, aka
Isn't it I thought it was DEI. Wasn't that what everybody's saying? What the fuck is ESG? What is Bridge?
a progressive leftist politics. That's what woke is. Woke is not some arbitrary idea of what you're not okay with. There's this little thing called the Overton window. You have slowly been conditioned to accept more and more. I'm not going to use the term again that every centrist grifter fucking got triggered by. I'll just say miscegenation. Feel free to Google.
What? Hold on, I am gonna Google this.
Grifter fucking got triggered by. I'll just say miscegenation.
Miscegenation? What are we talking about here? I'm scared. Guys, I'm scared. What am I gonna... Sexual relationships or reproduction between people of different... Oh, okay. Ethnic groups, especially when one of them is white. So wait, is he saying that we don't even know if Yasuke is like dating the other protagonist? What is he? Oh, well, I guess in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like you could sleep with like literally whoever you want. So I assume it's probably the same here. So okay, I see his point. Again, listen, I just don't care about race. Like I feel nothing about like race mixing, and like people are like, oh no, our my race is being destroyed because the pure white race is dying because there's too much different relationships with different ethnicities. I'm just like, who cares? We're all just people. Like what? Why is that even a bad thing?
Nation, feel free to Google that. Apparently that doesn't count as woke, even if that's very obviously part of their agenda. There's a reason why it's in every goddamn commercial on TV. It's in every...
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not gonna deny that's a thing that that society is pushing, but I just don't think it's a bad thing. So, I mean, you can maul about it, but I don't care.
Every TV show, it's in every fucking movie. But no, that's not woke according to fucking retards.
Kid.
Yeah, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's woke or not. I just don't think it's a bad thing, basically.
It's the guy is black and he's white, so he's talking about like, oh, it's race mixing and promoting race mixing.
But that's not even being woke.
So yes, if any of you were expecting a response video to the numerous replies to my Fallout reviews, or Moist Critical's little tidbit in his podcast, no, it would be completely pointless, and as entertaining as that video would be, it certainly would get this channel in trouble, to say the least.
Oh my gosh, we got a badass over here.
And look, I know I'm rambling about something completely unrelated to this Assassin's Creed trailer, but I do want to point out before we move on that there seems to be this narrative that I was the only guy who didn't like the Fallout show, when It's a Gundam's video on it has 250,000...
Am I supposed to care that a PNG also didn't like it?
...million views. So I wonder if Critical will have something to say about that. Somehow I doubt it. Why was my...
Well, yeah, because you're insane. Well, but I didn't watch It's a Gundam's review, but yeah, like, did his video also devolve into, like, weird, like, like, complaining about race mixing, which is just a silly thing to complain about? Like, it's not that my brother in Christ, it's not that you didn't like the show, it's just that you're an insane person.
My channel specifically targeted, probably because I'm the only remotely popular chud gamer on the internet at this point. And unfortunately, my review of the other 7 episodes got hit with an age restriction from mass reporting. Yes, there was a couple seconds of exposed titty in the video, but I don't think that's why I got age restricted. Call me a schizo, but even after censoring it in YouTube's editor, my appeal got rejected. So obviously something fishy was going on there. Regardless, my point of this little side tangent is just that even though the trailer appears to have a massive amount of dislikes, it's almost 50-50 according to the dislike extension, which I do.
I mean, honestly, that it got better than what it was at first. It was like really bad at first.
I do want to point out that the dislike extension is not entirely accurate. It actually usually underreports dislikes, so it's probably even more than this. But I do want to say it's very clear to me, at least with the debate going on around a lot of adaptations or race swapping or interracial couples or replacement characters.
Is that a big debate? I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was such a big part of the cultural conversation. I guess I'm the one that's out of the loop.
Like Miles Morales, that people don't seem to understand where the line is with woke. Again, for normies who don't really give a flying fuck about the culture war and don't even understand that they're slowly being conditioned to accept worse and worse things I actually can't even say in a video or this channel will probably get deleted. Again, I think you guys already know what I'm talking about, and by the time they realize, it will definitely be too late. I really think people...
Yeah, I don't think that most people are gonna care. I just don't think most people are like, at the end of the day, like this just isn't a problem for most people. I feel like it's one of the things with like race stuff is that I just don't think that this is something that anybody cares about. Like he's acting like people are like all on his side, but they just don't know what's going on. They're just not. They just don't know the truth. I'm out here trying to reveal the truth to people, but it's like everybody watches these shows. Everybody sees interracial couples. When most people see an interracial couple, they don't feel any type of way about it.
People have just become too stupid. I mean, honestly, if you just take away the woke element of the Fallout show, that show is just straight up retarded. The plot doesn't make any sense. There's a reason why even Mauler didn't like the show, okay? And yet normies ate that shit up, which is why you have people like Critical defending it, because all they do is parrot the most popular opinion. And so the Fallout show is not woke, but this Assassin's Creed game is woke. I'm really starting to think that normies unironically think woke means thing with left-wing propaganda that I don't like. If they do like the thing, they will ignore all left-wing propaganda in it.
I mean, that is true to some extent. It definitely does feel like it definitely. I mean, here's where I will come to at least appreciate the synthetic man here, is that definitely does seem to be the case with how people use the term. Like, I remember people trying to argue that like X-Men 97 isn't woke, and I'm just like, what? If anything is woke, it would be like the X-Men. But yeah, like it definitely does feel like there are a lot of, well, we can say grifters, you know, that that only talk about like woke things when the thing is bad. But when it's good, then they either ignore it, right? Like I don't think that people like Nerdrotic or the Critical Drinker reviewed X-Men 97. I mean, I'm not gonna like, I don't want to get too far into like conspiracy theory town. Maybe they just didn't have any interest in the show, but it's just interesting, right? That that it often feels like, well, this thing is actually good, so it's not woke. So I definitely do see that a lot.
Perfect example, Baldur's Gate 3, right? So the word has become effectively meaningless. I feel like for every tiny victory that quote-unquote our team, and I'm using that very loosely, okay? Our team doesn't exactly agree on a lot of shit, as I've learned over the past few years. But even the tiny victories we have made effectively...
Yeah, like, this guy, your team is like you, yourself, and I. I get, like, I just don't think anybody cares about the thing that you care about.
are meaningless because the brainwashing is way too fucking strong. So no,
Again, he says brainwashing. Nobody, it's not even brainwashing. It's just there's nothing to wash out of people's brains because it wasn't there to begin with.
I think this is any kind of victory that the average person hates this Assassin's Creed game because they have no real principles. They do not stand for anything. Maybe...
Well, there is also a lot of the backlash from like the pricing model. I feel like that's also a significant chunk of the backlash, to be fair.
If this released in 5 more years, they wouldn't give a flying fuck that Yasuke's black. Now, if you're wondering why this video isn't really talking about gameplay or thoughts on, like, the concept of the game, that's because it's just a CG trailer. There's not much to actually talk about. So might as well just talk politics. It's unfortunate that my gaming channel, and it has always primarily been a gaming channel, not a politics channel, I unfortunately have to talk about politics in almost every single modern game review because ESG, bridge, DEI...
What are these terms? What?
Whatever is being shoved into every major video game. And I know I'm just preaching to the choir.
I mean, you don't have to like talk about it. You don't have to talk about like it doesn't have to be a major part of your review. Like if you like this is just like soy complaining. This is like YouTuber complaining, "Oh, my life is so hard." Like you can just talk about gameplay if you want to. Like I don't know what this is.
Explaining the same things over and over again to explain where ESG
But yeah, like to be clear, like you are choosing to talk about it because you want to talk about it.
Funding comes from, whether it's BlackRock or Vanguard, and I'm not even actually allowed to talk about why they're funding these things in games, why they're pushing it, and I already know my fans know exactly why. So what's the point of saying it for tourists?
Didn't you just say it? It's because they're trying to push progressive politics. What do you literally said that they're trying to promote interracial marriage. I believe if I remember correctly, in your Fallout video, you said that they were trying to like eradicate the white race. Like you said this. What are you talking? Like what more is there to say?
At the risk of banning my channel, there isn't one. And truth be told, am I all that outraged about this? Honestly, no. I mean, I do enjoy getting mad for these videos. It's actually pretty cathartic to yell into a microphone, believe it or not. And I actually saw the leak about this game's concept like a year ago, and even as far as Clown World has gone, I was slightly suspicious of it, but let's just say when there was a second leak less than a week ago, I wasn't all that surprised. And Assassin's Creed has been effectively dead to me since, like, probably Black Flag, so I really have no
Note, this is Assassin's Creed Rugi, which is just a reskin of Black Flag, but with a great concept. Play as a Templar, but horrific execution. Arguably the worst story in the series, wow.
There's no investment in the IP anymore. And look, I truly thought Assassin's Creed Mirage was just okay. It wasn't terrible. Yes, it did have some woke stuff in it, definitely, but gameplay-wise, it was a step in the right direction. But it definitely wasn't enough to get me interested in Assassin's Creed again. I don't think anything could. And this trailer just justifies that thought completely. I mean, truly, if you buy this game, you're helping kill the video game industry. There's not a doubt in my mind. There is no reason that this game should sell well. If it does, it truly tells
you. What if the game is good? Is that not a good reason? If the game turns out to be good, maybe that's why it should sell well? I don't know.
You how cucked our modern society is.
Yeah,
So,
this is just so fascinating. Like, he really believes that everybody's with him. Everybody agrees with him. Everybody agrees with me. They're just too scared to say it. They just don't know what's going on. Everybody's terrified. No, people just disagree with you. This just isn't an important thing to people.
yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to say about this. It's not like we had gameplay to work with. The only thing I can tell you to do is just keep voting with your wallet. Don't buy this slop no matter what. I mean, I might review it just to make an entertaining video, but sure as hell not a single one of my fans should spend any money on any Ubisoft game. And I mean any Ubisoft game. There's been rumors about Far Cry 7 and how it's going to have the Peaky Blinders guy as the villain, but who cares, man? It's Far Cry again. I don't care how good the trailer looks. Don't buy any Ubisoft game. Let them die. They're on their last legs. I might be a doomer, but I am not completely and utterly cynical to the point of being blinded. It's obvious that us not buying these games is having some effect on the industry. I seem to recall reading that BlackRock lost like $1 trillion on investments. That's an unimaginable amount of money.
Yeah, this is just stupid. It's like, if the game is good, then play it. If the game is bad, then yeah, skip it. What is this nonsense? Imagine like being like so invested in like oh, the company's stocks is going down. It's like, who cares?
So it's obvious that if we just keep doing this, at the very least, they'll have to pull back a little. Now, somebody like me, I'm always going to read into the more subtle propaganda, no matter how much people think I'm reading into shit. I actually understand these things. They do not, which is clear from all of the backlash against my Fallout videos. So trust me, I'm not going to suddenly become an optimist if this woke funding suddenly pulls out of the game industry, because we have to remember that a lot of the developers working for these modern AAA companies are also far leftists. Because of their mental illness, they genuinely think they're doing a good thing by spreading their ideology in art. So I think it's going to be a long...
Yeah? I don't... Isn't that what artists have always done? I don't even...
battle in the years to come, but I think we are making a small amount of headway. So just...
Wow, congratulations, my brother. Yeah, I don't know, it's silly, it's goofy shenanigans, but what I will say is that I do think he's like he seems earnest, you know what I mean? Like, I actually kind of agree with his analysis that, like, there are a lot of people that that do ride, like, the popular opinion, and, like, if something is good and really really well liked, they'll suddenly, like, change what they mean when they say woke. Again, like, X-Men 97 is actually a really good example of that, where before the show came out, and there were, like, the rumors about Morph being non-binary or whatever. I remember seeing a lot of people being like, X-Men 97 is woke, it sucks, look, it's gonna suck, Morph is gonna be non-binary. Like, the first couple episodes come out and the show is fucking amazing. Silence. So I agree with him on that. I do think he's insane, though, and just, I think it's sad that some people care about, like, race, and they're like, oh, our race is being erased. Oh, wow. Be happy. Be with who you want to be. It's not your job to fucking preserve whatever race you are. That's silly. That's stupid. Quite frankly, we need to just have more race mixing so that it's not even an issue anymore. But yeah, let me know what you think about the video in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.